everyone, welcome back to Mr. Holland's Classroom, where today we're going to be doing day 2 of UFLI's lesson 38A, where we're working with the short A, I, and O sounds. So let's take a look at our schedule and get right into it. We're going to start with our new concept review. So we're talking about our short vowels, so let's take a look. So our short vowels, A says like apple. I says it, like itch. And O says like octopus. Let's take a further look. So we'll start with A, So like at the beginning of apple, you always hear that all the time. But it's not always starting in a word. As a matter of fact, we're going to take a look, and it's going to be mostly in the middle of syllables that we're working with. So examples are like cat and map. If I tap them out, k-a-t, that sound. Good. Let's move on from that. The beginning, like we said, like apple, for instance, or at, or as. Those are high frequency words. We see them a lot. So that's where we learn to do that. Not at the end, though. Let's take a look at something else with the A's that we talked about. So when A is with M and when A is with N, it doesn't quite say ah anymore. It kind of sounds like a whiny, like eh, like am. It's not eh. Can I hear you? It sounds like a whiny A a little bit. That's how I describe it. But like am, jam. It doesn't say jam. Doesn't sound right. It kind of has like a whiny am. Same thing with an or a can. It's not can. It's can. Kind of has a whiny to it, but that's the only rule for that. So it's just kind of for fun to look at. Now I says it like itch. So let's take a look at where that's at in a word. We'll see it in the middle of a CVC word. It's a vowel, V for vowel. So I like lip, and him. Cool. And it could be at the beginning of a word, like the word in and is. Also, no special rule. It's just it. Cool. Now let's move on to O. O says like octopus. So let's take a look at where that could be. In the middle of a CVC word, like in hot and mop. But it can also be at the beginning of words like on and ox. Very good. So let's take a look. A, apple. I, itch. And O, octopus. If you do foundations, you actually know A, apple, and O, octopus, Those are in there, but anyway, that's if you do foundations. Cool. Moving on. Let's read. Has. Can. There's a whiny A. Did. Not. Cool. Done. Now we're going to move into our word work, where we're going to be working on spelling out with those sounds. So for the first word we're going to do, we're going to spell sad. D. Sad. Has that a, apple, Cool. Now we're going to change sad to sat. Sat. We know that's a T. Very good. Now we're going to change sat to sit. It. That's our I. There. Good. I'm going to make it like this so you guys can see I. That's a really big, actually. But anyway, sit. Now we're changing sit to lit. That's so lit, bruh. Oh. It. Lit. That's bothering me. That's too big. I'll make it like that. That's pretty. Okay. Now change lit to lot. O, Very good. Now we're going to change lot to not. Ot. Now we're going to change not to nod, like nod your head. Nod. D. And then we're going to change nod to rod, like a stick. Odd. Rod. Now we'll change rod to rid. I need to get rid of those bugs. Rid. Now change rid to mid. Like, that's so mid. Id, mid. Now we're gonna change mid to mix. X. Ooh, what's that? Sounds like a KS, but there's no. X says so we're trying to trick you. Now change mix to fix. Fix. X, fix. Now we're gonna change fix to fax. Fax. You guys don't know what fax is, but that's an old way that we used to message people. Fax. Fax machine. Good. Now we're gonna change fax to fan. Oh wow, that kind of changed a little bit. Yeah. Oh, that's the whiny A, which means fan. And then we got two more. Change fan to man. I am the man. And man. And last but not least, change man to can. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? All right, cool. Now we are done with that. We're going to move on to our irregular words. All right, so let's take a look at our irregular words. We have a lot to review and no new ones to learn. So let's take a look at the ones that we've already talked about. Starting with the. T-H-E spells the. Cool. Next one. Like I have a piece of paper. Said to do of doesn't make any of the sounds it's supposed to. Of that says like you. That's a schwa. And then this F sounds like a V. Of. That's wild. Anyway, next one. See. He. Be. Me. From. Oh, that makes another schwa sound. Me. From. And we're done. If you want to practice writing some of those or use a sentence with some of those, you can. But we're going to move on to our last section, which is connected text. So let's have my girls read this.
I got a hat from the big box.
I got a hat from the big box. Boys, let's read.
The man
did not see the pin. And everyone. He said the dog is on the mat. Awesome. Now we're going to go into our decodables. So we're going to read these sections. So I'm going to have my purple and green group read this with me. This is called The Big Box. When we read something, I like to read the title also, just so you know. But anyway, The Big Box. Nils, John, and Mag got a big box. What is in the box? Nils looks in the box. Nils sees a hat in the box. My next groups. John looks in the box. John sees a map in the box. Mag looks in the box. Mag sees a book in the box. Okay. Everybody. Next, the kids see pots and pans and bats in the box. A lot is in this box. Thanks for joining us. Give yourselves a round of applause. Pat on the back. Kiss on your brain. We will see you next time. Bye, everyone.